Well, I packed my bags and bought myself a ticket for the land of the tall palm tree. Aloha, old Milwaukee.
Okay, it's up, Wes.
Okay, I'm looking for it now.
I just stepped down from the airplane
We are live.
when I heard
All
her
right,
say,
I got it.
whack-a-whack-a-nooka-looka, whack-a-whack-a-nooka-looka, wouldn't you like a lane? Hey, let's talk dirty in Hawaii. Whispering in my ear. Hicka-pooka-maka-wawahini are the words I long to hear. Lay coconut on my teeth. What the heck a nooka-nooka dear? Let's talk dirty in Hawaii. Say the words I long to hear.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Alsden's Barbecue Show. A little dedication to our good friend John Prine, who passed away this week from the virus at Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville at 73 years old, one of the greatest American songwriters to have ever lived. I'm Steve Ray, your host. With me tonight, Jeff Maxwell and Wes Phillips. They'll be joining me in just a second. You know what yesterday was? Yesterday was the 46th anniversary of Henry Aaron's 715th home run, and I'm going to replay it for you right now, and I will do the voiceover to it. Aaron comes up to the plate. There's a runner on first base. He is 0 for 0, having walked in the first inning. He is facing Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're at Atlanta Stadium. It's 1974. The first pitch is down and inside, ball one. Now, Aaron has already talked to Dusty Baker, who was on deck, and he said, I'm going to end this thing right now. These are the things that lures are made of. Downing looks in. He's holding the runner on first. There's a pitch. It's high and inside, but Aaron turns on it. It is over the fence. Bill Buckner leaps on the fence to try to catch it, but he is unable to. Tom House in the bullpen. Here are the two 17-year-old knuckleheads who escorted Aaron around the bases. They were arrested that night for trespassing, but the charges were dropped the next day. Aaron's on home plate now. Number 715, they try to raise him, but he will have none of it. The pandemonium ensues. All the players happy for him. 715. April the 8th, there's his mother and father come down to join him. And there is a celebration. 46 years ago today, Henry Aaron hit number 7, or yesterday rather, hit number 715 home run, eclipsing Babe Ruth's record. He's strolling over to the microphone, giving congratulations to Chief Nakahoma. How politically incorrect would that be right now? Going to his family members. And what just a great event in the history of Major League Baseball. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Stop that real quick. Henry Aaron, 715 yesterday. 46th anniversary. I was 15, almost. I was 14, getting ready to turn 15 in 1974. I remember where I was. I was watching that at my house with my mother, because my dad was out of town. Great memories. Let's bring on Jeff Maxwell, Wes Phillips, going to be joining us today. What's up, gentlemen?
What's up? What's up?
How's everybody?
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good. Hold on just a minute. Let me start the broadcast for the podcast. Our podcast is available now on Spotify. All the shows we're putting on Spotify. You can see them on YouTube and hear them on Spotify on podcast. Wes Phillips on my left, Jeff Maxwell on the right. Of course, Wes Phillips, the man, the Backyard Smokers Barbecue, our broadcast partner here on the Alsden's Barbecue Show. Also with Burnt
Yes, sir.
Bermuda Barbecue, The People's Pitmaster has more nicknames than Apollo Creed did in Rocky. Wes, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
It's good to see you. And Jeff Maxwell with us from Smoking Goats Barbecue. You've probably all talked with Jeff. He is the monitor of the chat room. He's a good friend of mine. Never do I ever do anything, Wes, where I don't automatically volunteer Jeff and my buddy Frank Blair are always right there at my side.
That's pretty true. But then you're pretty gracious to us and take care of us pretty well too. So,
well, we have a good time up here in Ottawa, West from where you're sitting. Everybody doing good?
Doing great.
Doing well. Happy and healthy.
Hey, before we bemoan the fact, I did that baseball thing because I was just so. Baseball season should have already started, and I'm thinking about that. I like to watch baseball and all the contests that we're missing. Jeff up here in Ottawa, I'm positive that the Lamar Johnson Classic's going to be canceled, if not postponed. The barbecue brawl that is in the spring, I'm sure it has been postponed. I haven't heard the dates. But those are two events that I just love, and I know you love them, and I hate that they're not going to be. And we're going to talk about what we would have done, and I guess more optimistically what we're going to do when this mess is over. But first, Wes, you've got something neat going on with Bbq Charcoal.
I do. I'm part of their. I guess, ambassadors, you would call us.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually doing a giveaway. And I've shared it a few times in our group. I've shared it a few times on my my personal barbecue page, The Burnt Bermuda. But they are giving away, I believe we figured up right around $1,000 prize pack. It is a PK grill, a set of grill grates to go with it. It has access to the Barbecue Champs Academy. It has got some bags of charcoal, obviously. It's got Boar's Night Out, as well as Sweet Swine of Mine, some seasoning packs from them, or seasoning bottles from them. And it also partners with the SCA, the State Cook-Off Association.
Mm-hmm.
And it includes an entry into any State Cook-Off Association contest that you want to cook in. So it's literally everything that you need to go and cook a steak contest, outside of a set of knives. I believe they actually have included a Maverick thermometer as well. So they literally have everything. The grill grates, the grill itself is a PK. I did a little video last week, or this past Sunday, where I cooked a couple of steaks live. And then shot a little bit of promo video for them.
I did get to see that, Wes. And you're right. You need a cameraman.
Very much so.
But I'm going to tell you something. And I've tried to shoot videos myself. You did a great job of just being there by yourself. You really did. I thought it was a good video. You're like me. You're trying to look at the steaks and then look at your phone and trying to flip them, and they get out of sync a little bit. But it was great. Now, what have I got to do to win this thing? Because I'm sure I can win.
You have. I've posted several times on our group. Like I said, it's a little. It's sometimes can be a little confusing when you look at it, but you have to go through and like all 5 of the sponsors for it, which is the Boar's Night Out,
mm-hmm.
the Sweet Swine of Mine from the Lambert folks, the Grill Grates, the Barbecue Champs Academy, and State Cook-Off Association, and obviously, last but not least, B&B Charcoal. Like all 5 of those, and there's actually on B&B's their actual Facebook page, there's a link to the contest on there that they want you to share and tag, I believe, 3 friends.
Okay.
Well, but I mean, it's a few steps, but it's $1,000 worth of stuff. We're actually in the group right now, currently having a virtual cook-off and we're down to, I believe, the last 5 steaks.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever wins our virtual cook-off will actually get a second entry into the contest.
You know, fellas, the barbecue community, and that's about all I've got on my Facebook. our barbecue friends. You know, they're so clever. Today, Myron Mixon did a 5-part brisket series. He's been on YouTube Live off and on all day long doing a brisket. Wes, you've got that contest going on the Backyard Smokers Barbecue. I saw there's the National Barbecue League has I think a brisket contest going on right now, where you submit pictures and it's going to be judged by KCBS judges. You know, it's pretty. People are pretty clever. You know, Jeff, when these kind of things happen, and that's one thing I've enjoyed watching on social media. Is how funny and clever people are during this time when we all would rather be outside, with our friends cooking.
Very much so.
Yeah, I watched 2 parts of the Myron Mixon show today. I'll probably catch the rest of them because, you can always learn from someone, and there's no one better to learn from than that.
Yeah, he's great, and but all the people that have put content on there, the National Barbecue League has been putting all kinds of learning content, and it's if Wes, if you can't cook it, you might as well watch and learn from the people that literally charge hundreds, if not $1,000, to participate in their schools. You're getting a lot of the same information.
Yeah. I've been really intrigued. Lonnie Smith of Bubba Grills actually did a little video, I believe it was earlier this week, and he kind of issued a challenge to everybody. He said, spend what you would normally spend on a contest trying to bless somebody. Because when you go out and do a competition, you're going to spend $3, $4, $5, $6. I mean, some of these folks spend $1,000 or more on a weekend cook, and we can't do that right now. And we've got nurses and firemen and police officers and all the like, out there, and they'd sure appreciate a good meal, I'm sure.
That's a good idea. Or better yet, take that money that you're going to spend on a competition, divide it up, and go to some of these different sites and buy some rubs from these people. Go to the online stores. Spend some money, get some different rubs to try during this off time, because everyone you talk with, guys, is they're saying business is down because we're not out there participating, we're not out there cooking, we're not out there practicing that much now, and the sales are down, and they need, this whole community, this whole barbecue community needs people spending money online. And in the stores too, your local stores like mine. I had a couple guys come in today. They said, "I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to cook this weekend, and I don't care."
I did the same today, Steve.
Yeah.
I had a pork butt in the freezer, and that's what I did for dinner tonight, and that's going to be a couple of meals right there. And I trusted my butcher.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's like you, but. And that'll lead us right into what I want to talk about is Wes, I will start with you first. What have you missed the most since we have been under this shelter at home order and we can't get out and even, much less compete, we can't even share barbecue with our friends?
Yeah, I've probably missed the competition stuff. I do a whole lot more judging than I do cooking nowadays. My catering stuff has slowed down like way down.
I bet.
I really am missing that. I actually got word a couple of weeks ago that my big April event which I kind of knew it was coming, got canceled. The Whitetails Unlimited folks had me booked to do their one of their banquets over in Dallas, Georgia, and I was looking forward to that. It was several hundred people, and we were kind of saddened to hear it, but we kind of knew it was coming. But hopefully when this is all over, we'll get back on the horse and get linked back up with those folks and get some barbecue out to them.
Jeff, what do you miss the most?
Well, I miss the camaraderie of the group of people you're competing with. Like you had talked about with the stuff that happens at Cambridge Square here locally. The camaraderie between yourself, myself, Frank, Sean Cosby, some of the local teams, Peyton Lowe, and that. I miss the boys getting together, giving each other a little bit of trash talk, having a little bit of fun, rooting for each other, of course, rooting for yourself, and those kind of things. Some of that we do on Saturday at your gas station when the group of us gets together. But I miss the competition part of that, and working on my game and getting better. We were in the process of putting together a schedule for the year, and I think you and I were both signed up for the Scrappy Moore, and then in May here was coming up the Udo Barbecue Brawl, and then Lamar Johnson, and then later on in the year the Oktoberfest, which is a really unique event and really fun because it's done a little bit differently than most competitions. The local ones here are a lot of fun, and then doing a couple of KCBS events, and meeting those kind of people and learning from them because, like you had talked about earlier, the barbecue community is very, very. It's a tight-knit group that is willing to share and willing to learn, and even if the competition gets stiffer, they're okay with that because on that circuit they're pretty darn good, but they're willing to share that all with you, which is something I appreciate about it all.
As crazy as it sounds, I miss cooking at the gas station the most on Saturdays. We've got a little group of guys, and they come by like Jeff and some of our other friends, Wes. And I'll pull the gas grill out there sometimes with a smoke fire, and we'll do up some chicken wings. A couple weeks ago, we did hot dogs, and I did some beef ribs that were absolutely terrible, and I'll never do that again. But what was funny? I took that thing out there, and I took it out early in the morning. And I started to grill. And as the morning went on, normally people come over and they talk about it. Like, what are you cooking, Steve? What kind of smoker is this? What do you got in there? And, we had none of that. People were like looking at me like I was crazy. Like I was doing something illegal. And, they were doing their best to, kind of, back like, what are you doing, Steve? You're going to kill somebody. You're going to give somebody the virus. It was literally insane the way people were acting towards me when I was just cooking food, and I just thought this isn't right. That there's nobody's going to get sick on food that's been cooked, and but that's where we are, and it seems like this week, Jeff, it seems like it's getting worse. I know it has the business wise. I mean, gosh, it's this is kind of like I hope it's the bottom of the bell curve.
Well, Steve, I got released to go back to work after all the things I had going on, and what I found crazy is yesterday I had a 5 o'clock appointment in Lookout Valley, which from Udo is typically during rush hour it's going to be a 40-minute ride.
Yeah.
I flew through there like it was a Sunday night at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It took me about 20 minutes to get to Lookout Valley, which is a good, 22 miles, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
There was hardly any traffic at all, and that was rush hour.
Yeah.
So people are paying attention to, some of the things, and now, they're seeing it as being more serious, and hopefully that I would love to have some time in the very near future that curve get slowed down so that we can get back to having the fun that we have as a group, getting the guys together. And what I'd like to do is after this all passes, competition or not, I'd like to get all the local guys here together and maybe just in the parking lot next to your station, just all fire them up and make some good food and have some camaraderie, invite some of the local people and, just have a little welcoming back to normal life party and just have the local residents and stuff come out. And let's cook for them, and and have some fun and talk some trash.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. Somebody from Cambridge Square has already reached out to me about an event like that. Wes, are you hearing any talk about like that amongst your friends of getting together when we get on the other side of this and having a big a barbecue blowout, so to speak?
Yeah, we've kind of touched on that. A few of my friends have. Um, we're just trying to get past it at this point. And I had mentioned before we have just about short of I'm cooking because of the virus. We don't do any kind of virus talk in the barbecue group because I like having somewhere that I can go that is still just barbecue.
Yeah.
And
I don't blame
that's
you.
been
I don't blame you.
that's been a saving thing for me because I'm like, you know what, I can disconnect and it's all barbecue. Everything's short of somebody doing a hashtag quarantine cook or something silly like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of places to find virus information. But I'm going to teach you a barbecue sauce recipe. I have no urge to share any of the virus stuff in the group.
You're not putting any Corona beer in that sauce.
No, no. Mine's got bourbon in it, actually.
Those poor guys.
Doesn't surprise me, Wes.
Jeff, our buddy Al Salvage, just commented in chat that apparently Smithfield is closed down. I haven't heard that, but Wes, you may be privy to that information. I know I'm not.
No, I hadn't heard.
I had heard that Smithfield had sold to another company. I had heard that they shut down. I had heard that they had sold out to, I think it was a Chinese company. To be honest with you,
that was
a
long time ago. They've been Chinese for a long time. But it's I'm sure they may have closed down. Here locally, Volkswagen finally gave in and furloughed all their workers so they could go start drawing unemployment. They originally were going to just shut down for a couple of weeks, and they were paying all their people, but they finally just had to throw their hands up in the air. But I'm an optimist. I always try to look. There's always something better, and sometimes I look for something better, and I almost feel like it's insanity doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But Jeff, I do want what we were talking about. I do want, when this thing is over, I want to have a huge event somewhere. And Wes, do you think it might be? I kind of think Memorial Day may be the setting for Welcome Back America. Am I being too optimistic, or do you think I'm crazy?
I don't think so. I'm of the mindset, the same mindset. I'm ready to go back to life. I'm tired of hearing, oh well, I can't find this, I can't find that. Folks have got anything and everything hoarded and are stockpiling stuff, and I'm just not a stockpiling type guy. So we're just about down to socks over here, but we're getting by.
Yeah, Jeff, what do you think that's feasible by Memorial Day?
I think it's optimistic. I really think it's optimistic. I think there's been some gains as far as the amount of people, paying heed to CDC kind of directives. Mm-hmm. I think 4th of July is more realistic.
Really, you think so?
I'm hoping that Memorial Day is. I'm with you that I'm hoping. The sooner the better, mm-hmm. Because the longer that this curve takes, the longer it's going to take for our economy to recover. And the small business people like yourself, the local guys here in Ottawa, which I'm a local, I do a lot of my shopping local. That's why I come to your shop for all my car needs. Mm-hmm. I go there for all my gas if I possibly can, because I want to support you and the local economy here. I want that curve to be shut down as soon as possible, but I also want it to be realistic as far as, is there going to be a relapse of the virus? So, I'm kind of a conservative guy as far as, I'd rather have it, take the steps to make sure that we're all good.
Yeah.
But I'd love, the sooner we can get together, the sooner we can have all of us together and get the band back together, I'm all for it.
Wes, the KCBS has a huge event Memorial Day weekend the weekend before Memorial Day and Memorial Day weekend, where they are having different barbecue teams stationed at of the Bass Pro Shops across America. And I know that our team has been picked to go to the Bass Pro Shop here in our town, and on Memorial Day weekend to just it's a really a good deal. KCBS they're going to pay you for your time. They're going to give you $200 towards whatever meat you want to buy, and all they're asking you is to go out and be an ambassador for barbecue. Take it out there, have your smoker going so you can fill the air with the smell. Tell the people how you made it. Have a couple different types of protein samples, and just talk to people about barbecue and get them interested in what we do and answer any questions. And I was really looking forward to that. I don't know if it's been canceled or not, but those are the kind of things that I think would help us all. That if we can get this thing behind us by Memorial Day and get a welcome back sort of thing. What a better time.
Yeah.
I know, Jeff, today, the Lookouts were supposed to open at home here in town,
Right.
our minor league baseball team. And I think I could see a Memorial Day weekend where the baseball starts again, at least maybe minor league. I don't know if the majors can do it or not. People start grilling. That's usually the official or the unofficial start to the live fire cooking. Although, guys like us cook all year long. A lot of people don't.
Well-
A lot of people won't start their grill till after Memorial Day.
Didn't you already declare the live fire cooking season open as the, ambassador or whatever your damn name is?
I did. I did, because I'm president of the International Barbecue Grillers of America, or of the world, except Austria. And
Well, Steve, I hope that that Memorial Day thing is true, because I don't know, Wes, if you've competed at the Honeybee. It's one of the top-notch events up here in the northern part of Georgia. I really enjoy that one, and there's teams come from all over. I think last year we had 36 teams there.
Yeah.
So there's some stiff competition. I mean, under the radar, a bunch of great teams there. But it's a really well-run event. And I would hate to have that one missed for the year.
Yeah, that's the Honeybee Festival. That's up here in Lafayette. And for last year was his first year as a sanctioned KCBS event. I didn't do it, but Jeff was there, and he said it came off great. They got a guy named Chris Finkbone that runs that, and I've had Chris on the show a couple times. And Chris is he's a what they call a doer, Wes. You would really like him. He likes to get the job done. Hey, Wes, what your Facebook page, Backyard Smokers Barbecue, it's growing by leaps and bounds. What tell us what you've got coming up, because I saw you've got some. I saw you had Randall Bowman on last week from Deep South Smokers. That was great, on a little question and answer thing. And Randall is an opinionated guy, and he flat tells it like it is, and I like that. Who have you got coming?
Well, we've this weekend we're taking off, obviously, for Easter. And next weekend, I believe it's the 19th, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, we've got Chris Marks from Three Little Pigs.
Mm-hmm.
He will be doing our Pitmaster Chat series. We had him on when we started back in 2017. He was one of our probably first 5 or 6 guests that we had back in 17. And so we're coming 3 years, not quite to the day, but close 3 years, and we're bringing him back next Sunday, the 19th, at 7:00 on the group, and we're looking forward to having him. And I've sat and talked with him at length when we were looking at the possibility of doing some backyard smokers rubs and sauces, but unless you've got a small fortune laying around, it's a difficult thing to pull off. But it's still, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Now, posted on the Facebook page is a poll of different barbecue names that you want to see on the question and answer segment that Backyard Smokers does. And I put my click in for Ernest Cervantes today, Wes.
I love
Ernest.
he
I did a write-in vote for Steve Ray.
No, I can't. I ain't competing with these guys.
yeah.
Ernest is just great.
I love it. I love Ernest and Carlo and
Mhm.
all the Texas boys and girls, Roddy Trevino and all them. I got to hang out with them 2018 when we went down to the Rec Tech Academy. Carlo and Ernest were my bunkmates for the weekend. We shared Carlo's cook trailer that weekend, and so it was lots of fun, very enlightening. Learned a lot about barbecue and other stuff too.
Carlo Casanova, could be the greatest name ever given to a human being, other than Jesus.
I always joke with him. I said, you're the show pony. I said, they send you out and parade you around the Casanova barbecue, and he's their show pony.
Hey, Jeff, I don't know if you spend a lot of time on YouTube. I know Wes does, and of course I do too. Wes, what is your favorite? I mean, the YouTube is just blown up with people. And Steve Dotson from the Cookout Coach, he premiered his talk show this week. He talked with Will Hare, and I'm gonna try to get Will on the show in a couple of weeks. What is your favorite thing, Wes, that you've seen on YouTube and on social media so far? Hey, John McGuire, thanks for joining. Ken Smith from Nashville, thanks for joining too. Go ahead, Wes.
I'm digging a lot of the cookout coaches, his build for the Bbq.
Yep.
I liked watching that. I have his talk show. I have bookmarked. I have not had an opportunity to sit down. I told him that I'd sit down and give it a once over, because that's something that I had been doing with the with the Pitmaster chat series for the last couple of 3 or 4 years now, and I like that, and I like Harry Sue. He's
great.
Always entertaining, and he's putting a lot of content out right now. I mean, I think it's 2 or 3 videos a week right now, and he's absolutely just. I don't know when he sleeps. I honestly don't, because I do the YouTube videos as well, and mine are quite a bit more low budget than his, I'm sure, but it is several hours worth of work to get the 2 to 4 minute video up where it's at least semi watchable.
Jeff, have you watched any that you've liked?
Well, we switched to the EPB Fire. It's almost like the Fire Stick. So I'm watching more YouTube TV than I watch regular TV now, except for I watch the news. But I've watched a lot of the barbecue shows, and old barbecue pit masters, and the different Jeff Reiser, some of those shows on YouTube, and I've expanded out on that. I'm looking back at old stuff that interests me and stuff. So I'm watching more of the YouTube TV than I'm watching regular TV for sure.
If everybody listening, and I want you to make sure you go to Dead Broke Barbecue. That's Jeff Reiser. The video that he put up today, if it's not the funniest thing you have ever seen, I will give you your money back. He cooks chicken wings, and he does a terrible job at it, but he cooks them in a hazmat suit with a full respirator.
Oh, I saw that.
And then he walks around his neighborhood like an alien, drinking wine with a big straw. It is the funniest thing you have ever seen in your life. And he's putting those chicken wings. He got a new Oklahoma. Is it a Oklahoma Joe? I think it was, Jeff. A new smoker, pellet smoker. And he's in West. He's putting these wings on, and he's saying, he goes, I like to, and he talks funny because he's from Wisconsin. He says, I like to pull my wings at about 185. That's where I really like mine, so they don't get bloody. And then he gets his thermopin. There's one he puts in there. It's 195. The other one's 196. He goes, Well, there's a couple of them, maybe a little bit hotter than that. But he's talking in his respirator wearing full Tyvek by DuPont. I'm telling you, you got to, when you hang up today, go watch that thing. You will laugh. You will laugh. It'll give you it's one of those, Jeff, it really, it helped kick my day off this morning, when you're feeling kind of down. Because I'm going to tell you, guys, the last 2 days at the gas station, I mean, I would have taken bids on gasoline. It was that slow. I'm not kidding. And I was going, oh, no, not another day. And I watched that thing before I went to work this morning. It was really funny. So there's stuff out there that'll make you laugh and make you giggle. And thank you to guys like Ricer, like Steve Dotson, and all the other guys that put out content on YouTube. The guy, Wes, you probably know him, the beer can guy or the beer guy. He cooks in that little hut somewhere up north.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
If you wouldn't ask me, yeah, I cannot recall his name.
His stuff is really entertaining too. And I didn't want to do a YouTube.
Sam,
review.
the cooking guy, cracks me up.
Yeah, well, Sam's good, but he's at that level that's up here. The Ricers and those guys, we can talk to them. They'll return our call.
One of the funniest comments I've heard on a show like that was you said to Ricer last week in a show, he gave you a hard time about your amount of viewers on this show, and you said, "Hey, son, you ain't exactly lighting the woods on fire now."
yeah, you should see. You may have heard him once. He was ragging on me about my 197 YouTube subscribers. So, but it's all in good fun. Hey, fellas, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all spending time with us. Let's get through this thing together. Wes Phillips, you can catch him on Backyard Smokers right here, our broadcast partner here on the Owl's Nest Barbecue show. You can catch him on Facebook. Burnt Bermuda is his Facebook page, and also on YouTube is the People's Pitmaster, right, Wes?
That's it.
And he is putting content. Jeff Maxwell. He does not have a YouTube channel yet, but I'm sure one's coming. But you can catch him on Saturdays at lunchtime at the Midnight Oil in Ottawa, handing me the tongs and Jeff brought the best hot dogs the other day. We made these beef ribs, Wes. They were horrible. But thank God Jeff brought the hot dogs. He saved the day. Or we'd all gone home.
Kosher dogs from Chicago.
Yeah, we'd all gone home hungry if it hadn't been for Jeff. So, fellas, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Steve. Have a blessed night,
guys. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. We're going to get out of here. Support your local barbecue places when they get open. Try to get some to-go orders when you can. And make sure that you let them know that you're thinking about them. And when we get on the other side of this thing, we'll make it work. We'll just have to make it work better. Until next Thursday night, this is Steve Ray coming to you live from Ottawa. Good night and good luck.
Drinking rum from the pineapple out on Honolulu Bay. Steel guitars are playing while she's talking with her hands. Gimme, okey-doke, make a wish you wanna poke her words I understand. Hey, let's talk dirty in Hawaii, a whisper in my ear. Yikapuka maka wawahini, are the words I long